ready to cook up. I'm ready to cook up. Ready to cook up. Ready.
So I think the first thing I want to talk about, I don't know if anybody's seen this. I just seen it, but we gotta talk about YNW Melly's double murder case. Hold on 1 second. Let me gotta figure out how to share the screen again. All right, here we go. That's the one right. Yeah. Wow. All right, so now we in here. All right. So let me turn that down just a little bit. I feel like it's a little too loud, right? Am I tripping? It's gotta be like 1. There we go. Oh damn. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Let me put that back on. All right, here we go. And then put that on repeat. All right. So I just reading this article. It says YNW Bortlen takes plea, will give statement in YNW Melly double murder case. If you know in the ins and outs of this story, the fact that he's taking a plea and is going to testify on the stand, it doesn't look good for YNW Melly. I'm just being honest with you. From what I understand, if I remember correctly, I know Bortlen was definitely in the car. I don't remember if he was the front. No, he was in the back seat. I remember that he was the back driver because both the dude was a sack chaser and juvie that got killed. They were in the passenger side. Um, so I don't know even. But I don't even know. Let's just get into this article because I want to see what's going on. YNW Bortlen accepts a plea deal in a 2018 double murder case involving YNW Melly and will now provide a sworn statement. Bortlen pleaded no contest to charges tied to the 2018 killing of 2 aspiring rappers and agreed to provide a sworn statement about the incident, marking a major development in an ongoing murder case against YNW Melly. Bortlen, whose real name is Cortland Henry, avoided a possible life sentence by accepting a plea deal for accessory to murder on Tuesday, September 9th in Broward County. Now, if I remember with this case, I remember the girl that was YNW's girl. She wasn't nowhere to be found for the first court case, but then she popped up afterwards. If I'm correct, right? I think I'm correct. Y'all comment and let me know if I'm right. So I want to know if she's going to be testifying in this court case, and we're going to see about that. The 26-year-old was sentenced to 10 years in prison, where 4 years already served, and will serve 6 years on probation after his release. So he's in prison right now, which makes sense because I haven't seen him on anything in a while. All right, the plea ends a significant chapter in the case involving the deaths of Anthony YNW Sack Chaser Williams and Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr., who were shot and killed in October 2018. Prosecutors say the crime scene was staged to look like a drive-by shooting. Henry will not be required to testify against Melly. Okay, he's not required to. So he took a plea deal, but he's not required to testify against Melly. That's not. I don't know. Like from the way that this article sounded in the beginning, I thought it was going to be more of an issue for Melly, but he's not required to. But I think the state is gonna make him testify. His longtime friend, as part of the negotiated plea, said Henry's attorney. Okay, so this is his attorney saying that. However, he confirmed that Bortlen will provide a sworn statement explaining his role in the murders. Ooh, now that's big. That's big. He's gonna provide a sworn statement explaining his roles in the murder. Okay. The case began with 4 members of the YNW crew drove to a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale. Surveillance captured Henry behind the wheel of a Jeep and Melly seated behind him and the 2 victims in the passenger side. Okay, yeah, so I was wrong. Bortlen was the driver. YNW Melly was in the backseat. That makes sense. Hours later, Henry arrived at the Memorial Hospital in Miramar and told staff that his friend had been shot in a drive-by. Both Williams and Thomas were pronounced dead. Melly was not present. Forensic experts later testified that the gunfire came from inside the vehicle, specifically from the seat behind the driver where Melly had been sitting. Prosecutors believe the killing stemmed from internal conflict within the YNW collective, possible link to gang activities and money disputes. Melly, whose legal name is Jamel Demons, faces the death penalty or life in prison and convicted for the first-degree murder. All right, we all know about that. The case has been bogged down by accusations and witness tampering and misconduct. So yeah, the witness tampering and stuff, I think that has something to do with it was a couple of witnesses on that stand that they were talking about with the witness tampering. But I want to know, I want to see what Bortlen's sworn statement is going to be. I also want to see if the girlfriend is going to be in this trial. And I remember, I think with the witness tampering stuff, it was something with the girlfriend's mama, how they thought that they gave her money or something like that. I don't know, but I want to see all about all that. I'm definitely going to be tuned in to this trial and be paying attention to it. I might drop like little videos and stuff like that throughout it. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit. I thought that was something I had to read, and instead of reading it by myself, I said let's just throw the camera on and read it online. Now,
ready to cook up, I'm ready to cook up, ready to cook up, ready, ready.